Coogie really taught me pretty much everything I know is that when it comes to rally organising, he was really heavily involved when we started the Speyside, and kind of from there a friendship grew, and I was pleased to call him a friend.
He was a big help to me in winning the rally in 2016. You know, he was a great influence in my later years of rallying. You know, just a great guy. Like, and it's really good that it's been named after him. I would say probably in this field I was probably one of the, certainly in the top 30 or 40, I probably knew him the best, to be honest. He's a boy I spoke to out with rallying, and you know, he was just a top bloke, like really big loss to everything, big loss to us all. Like.
I sort of knew him through work and through Bert. He's known me all my life, if you know what I mean. A header, good, always a joker, and to be honest, he probably wouldn't be praising me for where I am now. He'd be telling me to get a finger out because Mark's beating me. But yeah, a really good guy. So he'll be. I think, well, he is fairly missed. I mean, everyone has never got a bad word about the guy. So.
His name's renowned all over Scotland and beyond, and for that reason alone, but having the personal connection makes it a little bit more special, so everybody's a little bit more keyed up than they would be at the start of a normal season.
Hi there, welcome to the 2020 Coogie Urquhart Snowman Rally. Start the Scottish Rally Championship, of course. Another season getting it underway, and of course, great day today really for the rally. It's not bad weather, not too much snow or anything on the go. Little advice, could be a problem later on. And possibly some rain, they're reckoning, in the afternoon, but we'll see how it all develops as the day goes on. Coogie Urquhart, myself, I know Coogie, known Coogie for many a year, sad loss. In fact, I think my wife was in his class in school, and every time I used to see Coogie, I always used to think, you know, can't believe my wife's as old as him. But that was just the way it was. We're all really miss Coogie, great guy. Anyway, let's get everything underway with the 2020 Coogie Urquhart Snowman Rally.
The Snowman marks the start of a new era for the SRC. Tarmac returns to the championship fold in 2020, and a new class structure means there are more competitors and with a chance of winning awards. 91 crews would line up to tackle the 5 stages, with plenty of teams hoping to have a good run in tribute to local legend Coogie Urquhart. The field headed up by the Impreza of Jock Armstrong.
We're quite tricky, you know. Bill's made some quite good amendments to the notes, but whether they make you more confident, or would definitely have made me more confident, that's for sure. So, but no, looking forward to it, and it's good to be back out. It's going to be quite a short year now, it feels, but it feels like the same. It feels like February today anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
I think I got a very fortunate season, to be honest. I think there's a lot of fast boys behind me, probably deservedly should be in front of me, but obviously just we winning in the past has given me the seeding. But listen, we're here to try, you know, we're going to try my best, like, but I'd be a tall order to win this year, I think, like, to be honest.
Since you disappeared after the Scottish, you became a dad.
Yeah.
Does that mean we've now got the new sensible and improved Freddie Milne? I say improved, but the new sensible Freddie Milne.
Yeah, I must say it does change your mindset, doesn't it? Like, everyone says it, but you can't explain it till you feel it, you know. So, yeah, hopefully not go too careful. I think this is a rally where you need to. I think everything will be decided in the first stage, as they say. So,
aye, we'll go for it. But there's a lot of quick boys out there. Ken, Jock's high fast. Binnie's good in his Evo. You've got Winker. Ken, you've got Donnie. Ken, it's a good close battle. Hopefully, I hope Jock doesn't go away and whap everybody as he usually does. Ken.
Oh, competition's tough, as you know. Look, all these guys in front are very, very quick. So, but we're here to do the same job as them. So we'll try our best. Confidence is increasing gradually with the car. You know, last year was a big transition year, pairing up with Neil. So there's no doubt at all that took a wee while to start working, and I think it is now. So looking forward to building on that and seeing what happens.
I'm not sure whether we're far enough down the road or for this ice to have broken up before we get there, but we'll just have to see. I'm my first target is to remember how to drive, and we'll take it from there. So.
Lochletter and Bob Laney would make up the opening loop, patches of ice and snow keeping everyone on their toes. And it would be McCombie and Coots taking the early lead, the Focus quickest in SS1 and third through SS2 to arrive at first service with a 2-second lead.
Might come back to you. And here it is Jock Armstrong, and he's on a flyer. Nice control through there.
And clearing the worst of the snow, Armstrong and Fair were fourth quickest in SS1. SS2 and the surface was cleaner, the Impreza quickest to move into second by first service.
And left 2 and long right 1, 70 down to open hairpin right. To bridge, open hairpin left up.
The former champ only had 1 second on Binnie and Mole. The Evo crew off to a flying start in 2020. In fact, the Evo already had 10 seconds on former Snowman winners Donnie Macdonald and Andrew Faulkner. Donnie's own prediction about Evos doing well already coming true. The Fiesta at the head of an R5 train.
On the crest, opens to 4 left long, opens 4 left long, 80 up, 6 right in, 50, 4 left in, 4 left in, 40, small crest and 6 right.
8 seconds further back, Freddie Milne and Patrick Walsh were in another Buckley Fiesta. Fifth early on, they had 6 seconds on the I-20 of Wink and Shanks. And for their part, the Hyundai crew weren't overly pleased with their opening loop. A wrong tyre choice stymieing their attack on the opening 2 stages. In contrast, Ian Forgan and Chris Lees were very happy with their morning. The Impreza crew taking an early challenger's lead in 7th.
Crest, 4 right, and 3 right, and left over crest, into 2 left over crest, and 1 left, 2 left, in, right over crest, 2 right, in, 60, 5 left.
Just 4 seconds down on the Impreza, we had the returning Ali Graham, with Sinclair Young alongside the former Group N champion, now had proper homologated brakes on the car and was reaping the benefits. Another 4 seconds back came the reigning Challengers champions, Keith Morris and Terry Mallon, an early 9th, and had only 7 seconds on long-time Evo rivals Alan Dixon and Martin Forrest. The sackmaker rounding out the top 10 at first service. We had already lost some big names, Chris Colley retiring early with broken rear suspension on his Evo 6. Second quickest in SS1, Scott Beatty and Paulus Winscoe would unfortunately be out after sliding into the trees in SS2. The slippy conditions were also mixing things up in the two-wheel drive ranks. Bobby Mitchell and Ewan Lease were flying in the Fiesta, defying all the big Escorts. Just 4 seconds back, Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry had lost time after hitting a bridge in SS1. Amazingly, they got away with just a puncture and some time loss. The red Escort only had 6 seconds on the blue example of Keir Beaton and Ian Thorburn. Keir keen to do well in his home event. We had already lost the reigning two-wheel drive champions Ian Wilson and Chris Williams in SS1. A front puncture would quickly escalate to a broken wheel and then broken steering.
It's been tricky. As I said, the first stage was good but felt slow, and that last stage was just didn't click. And but as I said, probably was a better stage, the second one, but just didn't click with us. But no, good, can't complain. If we're right here at the end, we'll be laughing. But hey, well, Ken, the Snowman's a lottery.
The race hasn't started yet. Just calm down. No, the first one was pretty intense, and it was a good bit of snow for me. So that's the way it goes, isn't it? Cookie crumbles. So they reckon I'm on number one. I just need to stay at number one. So we'll see what happens. This next stage I'll kind of do or die a little bit. The other 2 stages going back, I presume that most of the snow will be gone because obviously the times come up quite quickly. So hey, I'm hoping. I'm not done yet. Put some new tyres on. Let's go.
Yeah, going really good. Didn't feel like I was driving overly hard. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Everything's going well.
Slippy conditions suiting the car?
Yeah, I think they're the same for everyone. You just have to teeter around the snow and ice, but just try and push on as hard as you can on the good going. So, but yeah, no, quite happy.
It's good fun. The first stage was really rough, so we're going back to do that after this. So I'm a little bit concerned about going in there, but we'll just try and keep it out of the ditches. You know, hopefully we can finish this rally and retain the position we're in. That would be fantastic, and hopefully that will improve our seeding for the next event. We caught the car ahead of us on the first stage, and you know, he obviously can't see us because there's a load of spray and muck coming out the back of his car, so we just had to sit behind him, and then he saw us at the hairpin, so he pulled over. We got through, which was pretty decent of him actually. So yeah, if we can keep this place, as I say, hopefully an improvement in the seeding will really help us.
The second loop would consist of SS3 Rogie. Only one stage, but there was still some drama. That drama would affect the top of the standings. A spin cost McCombie some time, but the real damage was done when the Focus developed engine problems. Kermit too, dropping to 6th. That would leave Armstrong in the lead from Binnie and Macdonald, with 2 stages remaining. We would lose Graham and Young after this stage, the transmission crying enough on the road section, back into service. In the two-wheel drive race, the drying conditions were starting to play into the hands of the bigger Escorts, McCulloch and Hendry moving into the lead by just 6 seconds from Beaton and Thorburn. And if Keir was fired up before, things were now getting serious.
Wee bit of pressure. I think if I just continue doing what I'm doing, I was off on stage 2. It was that slippy, dropped a good bit of time there and caught a car on the first one, which was a bit of a nightmare, but it's good fun.
Yeah.
Again, I said at the beginning, Mark to Escort in this woods. Goose pimples when you're giving it full revs, like it's excellent experience. And I think I would be happy finishing behind Mark McCulloch.
I think
I equalled his stage time on that last event. That last stage, same stage time. So, and he's the boy to try and beat, so I'm happy with that. That's me delighted. Don't need to go out in the next 2.
Right 8 into left 6 in. Left 6 in, 60. Right 1 over crest, 80. Into right 7 in. Right 7 in.
Mitchell and Lees had slipped to 3rd at this point, the better conditions working against the Fiesta.
Into left 6 in.
A reverse run of Bob Blaney, followed by a second run through Lochletter, would round off the day. And the drama wasn't over yet. We would lose Morris and Mallon over this final loop, the Red Evo stopping in the final stage.
Very well. 15.
Doing a last-minute deal to buy the ex-Ealing Forest Evo, Dave Ross was out for the first time since his disastrous border counties in 2019. With Donnie Ross alongside, Dave would grab a solid 15th overall at the finish, tying on time with the returning Matt Calderwood and Phil Sandham. Just 4 seconds up on the two Evos, Mitchell and Lees would maintain their third place in the two-wheel drive standings over the final loop. Another giant-killing effort for the pink Fiesta. Falling off his mountain bike the week before the event wasn't the start to the season that John Rintoul was hoping for. An off-end SS1 also didn't help, but after that John and co-driver Ross Hind started to find their groove, setting solid times on their way to 13th at the finish. 22 seconds up the road, Andy Horn and Dan Forsyth would grab a solid 12th in the hired Bits Motorsport Impreza.
Andy Horn, Daniel Forsyth.
And just missing out on a top 10, Beaton and Thorburn had drawn level with McCulloch and Hendry after the second pass of Bob Blaney. Unfortunately, the diff would start to go over the final stage and they would have to nurse it to the end. Still 11th overall, and the John Horton Star Drive win made it an excellent start to the season.
40, to keep right into left one late over crest, 40, right 4 and right 1 over crest, to left 5 in over bump.
Making a return to the SRC after contesting the BRC National Series in recent times, John Morrison and Peter Carstairs showed they could still cut it in Scotland. 10th overall was a solid result on John's home event. Just 4 seconds ahead of the Evo, McCulloch and Hendry would grab the top two-wheel drive spot in 9th overall. Mark the first to congratulate Keir on his impressive pace over the event, and glad to have salvaged the win after that early puncture.
Yeah, after this morning's disaster with the puncture, we were really pleased to come away, especially in the top 10 and get the two-wheel drives, which was the aim today, was to try and be in that battle. So yeah, been a good day. He was on it, he really was, and credit to him. He was keeping us really honest all day.
First stage had the puncture, dropped a bit of time, but other than that, drove well, just kept it nice, tidy, going forward, so nothing to complain about, all good. On to the next one.
Further disproving the myth that he's a tarmac specialist, Ian Forgan and Chris Lee's excellent run would continue over the final loop. The Impreza crew taking the first Challengers honours of the season after a very impressive run.
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted with that. Brilliant result for us. Not what we expected. We were just chatting about that and said, you know, it'd be lovely to get a top 20 finish. So top 10 is quite beyond our expectations for the day.
Absolutely sensational. No complaints from my side of the car. On fire from the first stage. Brilliant.
A late charge would see Dixon and Forrest climb from 10th to 7th over the final loop. Another solid result for the Sackmaker team.
11 down on Jock here.
McCombie and Coots would struggle on with their poorly focus, salvaging 6th. A shame after such a promising start to the day. Wink and Shanks would maintain the 5th place they had gained after McCombie's troubles. John determined to do even better as the season progresses. We had said that there was drama to come, and the final stage wouldn't disappoint. Macdonald and Faulkner would amazingly drop to 4th on this last test, despite taking 17 seconds out of Armstrong.
Yeah. He's giving it death. Hooking his every bit of road.
Through the car now.
5 down on Jock coming through there.
6 right in, 80, 5 left, 150 up, 6 right, 60, 6 left, tightens in the care, 5 right, 60, 5 right, continues, 40, 4 right, 44 right, 70.
And that's because Milne and Walsh had lit the blue touch paper, fastest over the last 11 miles despite catching McCombie's ailing focus. Freddie saying it was the most committed to the notes he's been so far.
What's this? 6 left. 6 left, 40. 5 left in, and 6 right in, and 6 left in. 80, 3 left at trees, nips. 3 left at the trees, nips. And 4 right in, C70.
Yeah, no, delighted. Very mixed emotions today. Very strange, coming out that last stage we got held up a lot, so we thought we'd done terribly. And yeah, mixed emotions. Crazy.
So is the plan this to do a full season this year in the Scottish Championship?
Definitely, I've always said it for the last few years. It's all I really care about is the Scottish Championship, so this year I really want to have a good go at it,
In fact, the Fiesta ended up just 3 seconds away from second place. But there was drama there too. Armstrong and Fair, only 5th quickest over the last stage, dropping to second in the process. Did they just back off too much? Or was there a problem with the car?
No, I'm always happy. I'm my normal second anyway, so I picked up second prizes all the way through my life. So I was saying to Cammy, I'll make a change, actually win a rally. We did win it today, but hey ho, it wasn't to be, so maybe just fell asleep in the last stage. So, but no, I had a good day and quite successful, so good start to the year.
Right 7, into left 5 in, 50. Right 4 over crest, into long left 3, tightens to 4. Right 2, tightens to 3, in over crest, 40.
In any case, the 2020 Snowman will go down in the history books as a first victory for Michael Binnie. The Evo only 1 second slower than Milne over the final stage, in what must have been a very committed run in itself. This would also be Claire Moe's first SRC win in 13 years, after a near-perfect performance for the Borders crew.
I think you're about as surprised as I am, but yeah, no, great coming out the back of the Galloway Hills. And after a long winter break, it's hard to think you can get back to the level that you were at. We're sat in a comfortable second place all day, and luckily we had a blinding last stage and managed to take the win. So it certainly reinstates a lot of confidence in your driving after that. Yeah.
And was this the plan today, to try and fight for a win at all?
No, not at all. In the back of my mind, I said to myself, if we could get on the podium, that would be great. But I don't like to set my hopes too high. So, a top 4 and a podium would have been absolutely brilliant for us. But yeah, just wild.
He's got a natural talent, and I've said that from the start, and I've always believed how good he was, but I didn't tell him for a couple of years, and maybe I should never have told him. But no, he has got a natural talent, and it's lovely to work with him. Yeah, brilliant.
So, a historic first win for Michael Binnie in the SRC kicks off the 2020 season, which looks like it could be one of the most hotly contested in recent years.